Good evening. I don't know why it seems so dark in here. I'm gonna give us some more light because there we go. Let's lighten it up a little bit. And I had these lights on back here, but I'm not super happy with those, so I'm gonna turn them off. Much better. Okay, so I am on here a little bit early, just giving everybody time to get the notifications. I just got my notifications. Did you? And I'm pretty sure that Instagram is like, it's time to start your live. It just told me that. But we're only live here on YouTube. I was about to say it wrong. Hey, Ken, thank you for joining me as always. Definitely always appreciate you being a part of our discussions every single week. Well, we just hit the 6:30 mark. So that means that we can start rocking and rolling on tonight's topic. But before we get into tonight's topic, I'm going to run through a quick list of upcoming events. I'm going to introduce who I am because I'm not the best at that, but I'm going to make sure I do that. And then we're going to dive head on in. So, welcome to Sex, Love, Marriage. I am your favorite life coach and certified clinical sexologist, Coach K, here with another amazing topic on all things sex, love, and marriage. I host these rooms every single Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is our new time, where I want to make sure that we are getting conversations started in the household to build healthy, happy, lasting relationships with ourselves and with each other. I got this heat pumping over here, so I'll make sure I have my water going. So before we get into tonight's topic, just a reminder that we have some amazing upcoming events that I have planned just for you. So if you are in the Richmond, Virginia area or anywhere within a 4-hour driving distance, I encourage you to come to an event, get the full experience, and you get to see me in person. Woo, woo, woo. So January, this month, on the 28th, we have the Couples, Candles, and Conversations. This is a candle making 101 for you and your partner to come on down while we make some chemistry with each other. On February the 4th, we have She Flow, which is the Ladies Sensual Touch class. On February the 11th, we have Mindfucked, which is the couples sensual touch class. On February the 19th, we have Is a Open House Part 3. Super excited to bring that back. Excuse me, 2022 was such a success. We definitely are excited to get that rocking and rolling for this year. On February the 25th, we have What's All the Buzz? You get to experience a bedroom candy party hosted by me and see all of the new and amazing products that have been rolled out. So I'm really excited about that one. Then going into March, on March the 11th, we have PJs and BJs. This is for ladies only. This is in ahead of the holiday that is coming up on March the 14th. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It has something to do with steaks. I'll leave it at that. Then on March the 18th, we have Bingo Shots and Shoppings. Yes, it's back. Bingo, shots, and shopping. That's always a fun time. And then last but not least, for the month of March going into April, March 30th through April the 2nd, we have the third annual Fools in Love Couples Retreat, where we are hosting 5 couples at a beautiful resort in Williamsburg, Virginia. All you have to do is show up. We provide everything else. Literally, your package includes your stay in the suite, your meals, all activities, welcome basket, all kinds of fun stuff. So if you want to know more about that, you can always reach out to me directly, or you can go to Eventbrite and you find all of those there if you just search up Coach K101, COACHKAY 101. So let's get started with tonight's topic. I think tonight is a good one. I usually kind of touch on these topics, and when I do, it always brings up another topic that can be gone further into. So while we're on here, absolutely feel free to share your information, answer and ask questions. Let us know how you feel about it. I'm not here to be right. I'm simply here to be heard and get the conversation started. So the topic tonight is, when is infidelity a deal breaker? That's a good one, right? When is it truly a deal breaker? And even more granular than that, I'll even give a second one to say, when is cheating a deal breaker? And I think to talk about this even more intellectually is understanding the difference in the two words. Yes, they are used synonymously with each other. Some people use the word infidelity, some people use the word cheating. Where, and the reality is, at the end of the day, yes, they pretty much mean the same thing. There was some kind of dishonesty or trust that was broken or that is broken between you and yourself and someone else. And yes, I said you, yourself, and someone else, because you can be, you can cheat on yourself. You can be infidelity with yourself. So that is absolutely a thing. And typically, it is when we are not trusting ourselves because we've done something to ourselves, that we find it very difficult to trust and be, solid with someone else. But you know what? Again, another day, another topic, right? So, cheating is the act of deception, it is the act of trickery, underhandedness. So, that is a, used as a noun. It can be used as a verb as well. But that's truly, when you think of cheating, you think of someone that's sneaky, that's doing something, trying not to get caught. We know about children who cheat on their tests. I'm looking over at someone else's paper. We know people who try to cheat, maybe on the eye exam so they can pass a test to get whatever license, CDL or something like that. So when we think of cheating, we can think of all of these other avenues. And yes, cheating on your partner, we can think of you just trying to do something behind your partner's back without them finding out. So when we think of infidelity, it is, it's a beautiful, more beautiful term than cheating, but it is the unfaithfulness that you show, from your partner. It's you no longer being committed to, or you stepping outside of, and not having that loyalty with your partner. So while they are kind of synonymous with each other, there is a slight difference, when it comes to the true definition of, as to how you put it out there. But at the end of it all, both of them are not the best, to be in those situations. So, for the purpose of tonight, you may hear me say infidelity or cheating synonymously with each other as I talk, because again, at the very end of it all, for the purpose of this, they're the same. So when I say, when is infidelity a deal breaker, I truly mean that, because to me, it's levels to this shit. There are many levels to cheating and infidelity. And I just listed out four. You can probably find a list of 10, 20. You can find all kinds of different ways to put this together. But I just came up with four. And those four are flirting, conversing, dating, and engagement. So what do I mean by all of this? And I'm looking for my pen only because I changed one of them a little, slightly. What do I mean by these because somebody may say, flirting and conversing, that's kind of like the same thing. Well, not really. And that's why I truly separated it out. Flirting. Some people will see this as an infidelity act, not necessarily a cheating act. Why? Well, because again, when it comes to infidelity, is the unfaithfulness, it is the disloyalty. So if I am with my partner, we are married, we are loyal to each other, but I am flirting with all of these other people, am I being, you know, solid with my partner? I can't, well, for some people, they won't necessarily say that it's cheating when you're flirting, but they can say that there was some form of infidelity. And you may even hear that, like when I'm talking with couples, I will hear that they use different terms for different things. They may say there were some instances of infidelity, but they would never say that their partner cheated on them. So it's very important to know, number one, each other's definitions of infidelity and cheating. So flirting is definitely can be seen as a form of infidelity because if you're loyal to me, you're committed to me, you're faithful to me, why are you flirting with someone else? Meaning that you're looking to get that attention from someone else. And I'm speaking of people who are flirting intentionally. There are some people who are just naturally nice. They speak to everyone. And so it comes across as if they're flirty or flirtatious. But I'm speaking of people who are actively seeking the attention of someone else, especially of the opposite sex or of the same sex for the purpose of attention that they would normally get from their partner. And I want to make sure that I say both opposite sex and same sex because absolutely people can flirt with either of the sexes for the purpose of garnering attention that they may feel like they're not getting at home. So you have flirting. The next level is conversing. So you flirted, you may make subtle moves, you may laugh and touch somebody's shoulder, you may, you know, give compliments, and now you take it to that next level of conversing. Now you're having conversations with someone else. Now, this one here can absolutely be stamped for sure with either title. Conversing with another party of the opposite or same sex for the purpose of and on purpose for garnering attention with the potential to take it further down to step 4 of engagement is absolutely a deceptive act, especially and only when you are keeping this conversation away from your partner. That's when it becomes cheating because deception is attached. If you are conversing with people and you're flirting with people and your partner is fully aware and you're coming home and you tell them, look, I just finished talking to so and so at work and they were saying how cute I was, they love my dress. Oh, don't worry, I'm not worried about them, but I just want to let you know. And your partner is fully aware, has not said stop talking to them, you are not holding anything back, then you know what? There's no deception in that. It is a just what we can say is innocent conversation. But when you're on purpose hiding conversations, maybe text messages, phone calls, you're only talking to them when you're outside of the home, deception is attached. And that's where we can say that, hey, this is a form of cheating or infidelity. You're no longer being loyal to your partner because you're now seeking conversations that maybe you should be having with your partner with someone else. And so that's a form of infidelity. But for sure, if you're keeping it from your partner, it's absolutely deception is attached, and that is cheating. So, what about finish flirting? We're now having these conversations. Now you're starting to date. You're going out together. Now, typically when we hear the word date, we think of this big, elaborate, elegant night out at dinner, going out to movies. When in actuality, a date is any time that you schedule time together to go either you can go in this other person's home, have a picnic on the floor. You setting a time to meet up with this person and do something, go somewhere, perform an activity, could be considered a date. When it becomes cheating is when you're keeping these dates that you've set away from your partner. Again, all of these things in common when we start to talk the word cheating is when deception is attached and when we're trying to fool our partner into thinking that we're out with the girls when we actually went out to meet the person from work and we're sitting at Burger King sharing a milkshake. That's a date. We're starting to go places. We're starting to meet up, whether it be, hey, on our lunch break, we go meet up at the coffee shop every day at 12:30. That's a date. Hey, my boo just joined S.4_EIB. Hey, baby. So that could be considered dating. You're setting these times to go out with someone. If you're keeping it away from your partner, it is deception and trickery attached, and it is absolutely considered cheating. If your partner knows that, hey, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, me and so from work, we go and we meet up at the coffee shop, we have coffee, we talk about the people at work, and you're sharing this information with your partner, they're fully aware, they haven't said, hey, I have a problem with it, then there's no deception or trickery attached, and it's not necessarily a form of cheating. From the outside looking in, probably. But when you two have had that discussion inside of your marriage or inside of your relationship, who cares what other people think? Now, let's take it to the fourth level. You further a little bit, you start having these text message conversations, talking on the phone. Then you started meeting every day for lunch. Maybe you met after work on these dates. And now we move to that fourth level of engagement or sexual activities, sexual-esque surrounded activities. Now, when we get to that place, infidelity, cheating is attached when deception comes into play. And I'll go further into that. When we get to that place where we're now engaging with someone that is not our partner, sexual acts, whether it be traditional, oral, or otherwise, can absolutely be seen as a form of cheating, especially when you're keeping this away from your partner. Now, when I say this, it doesn't mean you go out and you do what you're going to do. And then when you feel guilty, you come home and you tell your partner about it. That is still cheating because you didn't have that discussion with your partner on the front end. There was no discussion of, hey, I'm really attracted to this person at work. And I feel like I want to have sex with them or I want to have them perform sex on me, whatever it is, whatever the case may be. If you have that conversation with your partner in advance and your partner's like, oh, I think our relationship is open enough. If that's what you want to explore, I'm just fine. And they have no problem with that. And that's what you go do. Hey, there's no cheating involved. There's infidelity involved because you're no longer loyal to your partner in this aspect. The reason why I titled this, When is Infidelity a Deal Breaker, on purpose is because if you and your partner have this agreement that this infidelity act is okay, then it is not a deal breaker for you guys. If you are engaging with this person, you're cheating, and then say you become pregnant, or you get the other person pregnant, or you now have an STD or STI that you bring home. Now, those are kind of spin-off levels of that engagement. So when does it become the actual deal breaker? Why do I even ask, when is it a deal breaker? Because me and my husband, this weekend, we watched this crazy show on Tubi. If you don't have Tubi, it's a fun thing to watch. That's a fun date night for you and your partner. Trust me. So we're watching this series. They're like these 30-minute episodes where the guy and the girl are together, and apparently at one point he cheated on her, and now he has a 3-year-old son. Well, the girl knew that he cheated, and she knew that now he has this son. And at one point, the son was brought to their house, and that's where she drew the line. She was like, hey, you know what? I dealt with your cheating. I know you have this kid, but that kid does not come into my home. So it's like, that was her deal breaker. So I'm guessing that her deal breaker was the constant reminder, the physical being of this child now in my face. I have this visual of what you've done. That was her deal breaker. Now, there are some people that the deal breaker is, you're out here flirting with people. You're not loyal to me. That's infidelity. That's my deal breaker. I'm out. Some people may say, hey, flirting is okay. I know you don't mean it. Or they may say, you're doing it intentionally to get attention. I'm cool with that. You know where to draw the line. That's not a deal breaker. But their deal breaker may be when you start conversing, when you're having text message conversations that are just casual. And most times, I will say most times, and where a lot of people get themselves in trouble, is when those casual conversations, very surface level conversations, start to go deeper and deeper. Because just like you built a connection with your partner, you got to know them through conversations, through dating. There was a progression of time and bonding that you did. The same thing can happen with this third party that you've now involved. So when does it become a deal breaker? What I will say is, that's something that you really, really should sit and think about. There are so many people that say, oh, you cheated, I'm out. I don't care what it is, I'm out. And then there are some people that will say it, and then it happens, and they say, well, that wasn't that bad, so I'm going to push the pendulum back just a little bit. Well, that wasn't so bad, so I'm going to push it back a little bit. And then they get to the point where the girl in the story I just told you about, where the guy has the baby. Well, I'm okay that you had the baby. We're now engaged, but don't bring that baby around the house. That doesn't really mix. So there has to be some reality checks when it comes to infidelity and cheating in your relationship. There has to be a reality of, if I am forgiving my partner for cheating and they continue to do this and I continue to forgive them, I have to understand that there is a possibility that an extra factor may come into this and I'm not thinking about, especially when we get to the point of engagement, a child, STI, STD, other family members that they may become attached to. Someone may be mentally unstable and go after their partner. So all of these factors have to come into play. And yes, it is very difficult for the person who is being cheated on They have to make that decision. They have to now decide to sever a relationship that has been built because that person did something. And that's hurtful. So most times people will stay and just keep pushing the scale back. Flirting, okay. Conversing, okay. Going out on dates, okay. Engagement, oh, you bought me a disease home, started to get a little shaky. So we have to just be realistic and understand that progression when it comes to infidelity and cheating will only grow if it's not nipped in the bud from the very beginning. So if you are ever in that situation where you have to make that decision, where do I put my foot down? If you see that flirting bothers you, then that's where you put your foot down. You can say to your partner, hey, I really don't like how friendly you are when you're around this crowd of people when we go out, and have that intelligent conversation. Maybe not in the heat of the moment, but have it when cool heads can prevail. If you're not that, you really don't care about that flirting thing, but you're realizing that your partner is, having outside conversations with people, and that kind of, makes you uneasy, then it's okay to put your foot down and have that conversation. Hey, it's really uneasy to me that you're conversing with, coworkers of the opposite sex outside of work. Yeah, I know you guys are kind of talking about work, but I think that it feels inappropriate to me when you're having those conversations. And I'd rather you only talk to them maybe when you're at work. And I think that you should be cautious of how you have those conversations. It's okay to have those intelligent conversations on the front end so that you don't get all the way to the engagement phase and more things happen. And then you feel like, I'm drowning here. I don't know what to do. I've put in, 5, 6, 7 years into this relationship. What do I do? And you stay out of obligation because you don't know how to walk away. So it's okay to have those conversations early on. And if you find that it's difficult to have those conversations, get support. Hey, I'm one of those support people. You can go and get you a therapist. You can get you a counselor. You can seek spiritual guidance. You can find you another life coach. There are many, many, many places that you can go for support. Dare I say it, you can put an anonymous random post on Facebook and just let people give their opinions without giving the details of your situation. Be careful with that. Take it with a grain of salt. But we are 28 minutes after, and this has been an amazing conversation. And I hope that this is helpful and sparks some thoughts to someone who may be in a situation where they don't know how to put their foot down, or they're questioning, is this infidelity? Is this cheating? That's also a conversation that you and your partner should have on the front end in the dating phase. What do you consider as infidelity? What do you consider as cheating? Because that can make the difference of how that relationship goes. If I think that flirting is perfectly okay, but my partner is like, oh, hell no, and we don't ever talk about it, one day we're going to be out in public and we're going to clash. We're going to headbutt, and it's going to be a blow up argument over just completely a misunderstanding and a conversation that we did not have. So to everyone who is in or looking to be in a relationship, open conversations is the name of the game. Again, feel free to reach out to me anytime, schedule sessions so we can get those conversations started, either with you by yourself or with you and your partner. You can go to loveandintimacy101.com, learn more about me, get that scheduled, or you can come to one of my upcoming events. Pick my brain while you're there. But I thank you all so much for rocking with me on another Tuesday night for Sex, Love, Marriage. I will be back next week with another amazing topic. If you want to know what it is, make sure you are following me here. Subscribe to the page, turn the notifications on, and all social media platforms. Just search Coach K101, COACHKAY 101, and you will know we have coming up next. Y'all have a great evening. I'm going to cook me some dinner for me and my husband. Bye, baby, because I know you're still watching. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye.